I came up with a slogan, and I tell it to my kids all the time. I say, there's no losing, only learning. There's no failure, only opportunities. And there's no problems, only solutions. So to me, what failure is the mother of all success. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan getting cut from his 9th grade basketball team, he wouldn't have became Michael Jordan. You know, if it wasn't for, I seen an article the other day where they were talking about Oprah Winfrey and how she got fired because she wasn't good for television. You know, you got people like Walt Disney who got fired, if I'm not mistaken, from a newspaper saying he had no imagination. ¿Tú me entiendes lo que te estoy diciendo? These are the same people that I got to deal with. Tell me what's not a hit record. Right. So
what do you tell them? You tell them,
You know that all they can do is learn and come back bigger, better, stronger. Because all it's going to do is lead you in the right direction. See, if you're always winning, then you don't really understand what it is to win. You got to take those losses. You got to take those hits. There's got to be the valleys, the peaks, the ups, the downs. In order for you to, when it does happen, you go, wow, qué rico. You know, this is what it's all about. And not only that, it's never about making it, guys. It's always about maintaining it. That's the toughest part.
You may have setbacks and you may have failures, but you're not done. You're not even getting started. Not by a long shot. And if you ever forget that, just look to history. Thomas Paine was a failed corset maker, a failed teacher, and a failed tax collector before he made his mark on history with a little book called Common Sense. It helped ignite a revolution. Julia Child didn't publish her first cookbook until she was almost 50. Colonel Sanders didn't open up his first Kentucky Fried Chicken until he was in his 60s. Winston Churchill was dismissed as little more than a has-been who enjoyed scotch a little bit too much before he took over as Prime Minister and saw Great Britain through its finest hour. No one thought a former football player stocking shelves at the local supermarket would return to the game he loved, become a Super Bowl MVP, and then come here to Arizona and lead your Cardinals to their first Super Bowl. Your body of work is never done. Each of them, at one point in their life, didn't have any title or much status to speak of. But they had passion, a commitment to following that passion wherever it would lead, and to working hard every step along the way.
I want you to really get in touch with, first of all, the fact that you are interested in all of it, and that you could be interested in any one of these topics, genuinely. Right? This is something you have to kind of like pause and admit to yourself. You have to say to yourself, okay, wait a minute. What's really going on here? Sure, maybe there's a subject that I do like a little bit more than another subject, like maybe math, I don't really like math, but like, let's say history, I'm really fascinated by people and history. That's cool, you can have those preferences, but also don't be so close-minded to say, well, you know what, I'm just bad at math, I just hate math. If you say that, what I want you to do is actually I want you to ask yourself, pause and ask yourself, wait a minute, why do I hate this thing called math? Isn't it a part of reality? Isn't it fascinating that we can use mental concepts and numbers, and these numbers seem to have certain patterns to them. They work in certain very logical and interesting ways, and we can use this math to do science. We can use this math to do advanced technology. Isn't that fascinating to you? It should be fascinating to you no matter who you are, and even if it's not your like forte and your most passionate thing. This is important because in school you're going to have a diversity of subjects.
You can learn to focus by practicing focus until it becomes automatic. One of my favorite quotes is from Goethe, the German philosopher, and he said, everything is hard before it's easy. So the formation of any new habit is hard before it's easy. You have to keep working at it. It's just like a bicycle. You keep falling down, you have to keep getting back up again until finally it becomes easier and easier, and soon it becomes automatic. And when you automatically get up each day, plan your day, and work on your most important goal, your whole life will transform.
How do you stay driven? I'm gonna ask you a question. How don't you stay driven? Well, let me get this right. You won the lotto of the universe, which is you are a human being on Earth. I'm just gonna say this, I don't think people think about this. You won the lotto. You, in the universe, you're not some weird specimen in Mars that does nothing. You're not, a bird. You're not a sunflower. Like, you are a human being on earth. You won the ultimate lottery, and you're not driven, and you're not fired up, and you're not going for it, and you're willing to sit like a lump and just wait till you die. You suck. Like, I don't know, you suck. Like, how do I stay driven? Because I couldn't even comprehend the alternative.
When we start to shift our perceptions, when we start to see things with a better perspective, when we start to see our experiences as obstacles turning into opportunities, or a resentment as a divine assignment to forgive more, or a moment of lack as an opportunity to focus on what we're grateful for rather than focus on what we don't have. When we start to make these shifts within our life, what begins to happen is that we begin to have more faith in that way of being. And so the neat thing that occurs, and this has been my experience in the past 6 years of practicing the life of a spirit junkie, is that now my choices, my moment-to-moment choices, are choosing more of a positive perspective. When there's traffic, my first thought is, okay, I welcome the traffic to go away. I start to think about the ways, or if I'm supposed to be late, maybe I'm meant to be there late. Maybe there's something greater coming. Or if something doesn't happen the exact way that I believe it should happen, I know, and my first thought is, there's something way greater coming. So this is just the types of miracles that occur in the ways that your mind begins to shift when you start to practice these principles in your every corner of your life.